Hey all, Hipper here. So it's time to upset the Discord master race yet again by doing yet another Agile Minotaur video here. And I'll just go through how I have this ship set up here. And I'm using Tenant with Baltimore and Takao. And then I have Ingenious, full speed ahead, Velocious, steer clear, and fully packed. Now fully packed here gives me 3 radars, by the way. Aiming systems on the ship, and then of course I have double rudder. There we go. And in the last slot I have the improved range because the reload is already really good on the ship. But of course you can choose it if you want to, but I don't really think it needs it. So 3 of the awesome heals, 3 sonars, and 3 radars. 9.9 kilometers on this one here. So it's better than tier 7, but not as good as the Russians at legendary tier, or tier 7 for that matter. So I run radar because I think it's more helpful than smoke. Yeah, you tend to rack up more damage with the smoke game, but like 16 kilometer range, 3.2 reload, 4.5 second turn time. That's insane for a cruiser, by the way. 10 kilometer torpedoes, nothing new there. 2.3 rudder and 38 knots. So that's an agile build on Minotaur. And of course, you don't want to get hit in the ship here, because pretty much anything can overmatch you, and there's also pretty much free access to your citadel from anywhere. And if that's not enough, then your citadel is also stepped, so it's very adept at catching even the worst RNG rounds. So I hear you asking, but Hipper, why are you running an agile radar build on Minotaur? Why aren't you running a smoke build? And there are a few reasons for that. And the first reason is that it's kind of my thing, you know, agile cruisers. I'll make them agile whether they want to or not. And in Minotaur's case, it's actually okay, an agile cruiser, but I think most players would prefer a smoke build on the ship here, if I'm honest. The second reason is pretty much that it just makes for better gameplay, and if there's better gameplay, the videos are more entertaining to watch. I mean, I watched a few Minotaur battles where someone sits in smoke pretty much the whole game and shoots at battleships from afar, and yeah, you end up with like large amounts of damage in the end, but whew, it's pretty dry to watch, if you ask me. The third reason is that it's way more challenging. The difference in difficulty between playing a smoked Minotaur and a radar Minotaur, and of course do well in the battle, is huge. Like it's a massive difference. The radar Minotaur is way harder to play because the Minotaur is so squishy and don't have any smoke to hide behind. That's also why I'm going this way here right off the bat. I don't usually do that in any other ship. But there's no way I can reach the cap in this ship here without getting citadeled by the ships across from us here. So because I have a very fast speed, I can get up here and actually get into a good position without really breaking a sweat. So now I have pretty much just an open season on this Kurfürst here. And he's a bit surprised that there's a Minotaur in this position here, because that is unusual. So that's also why I get his full attention now. And I'll just try to get some torps at him as well. And well, really my plan is just to shoot at him, and then hopefully the 2 battleships that spawned with me will be able to finish him sooner or later. And in the whole time here, I have 9.9 kilometer radar, and I have 3 of them. So should a destroyer have started to cap while I was going around the mountain, I would still be able to pop my radar and let the battleships have a few goes at him until I was ready to come around the corner. In real life, I probably would have made it around the corner at the same time as a destroyer would cap. So that's why it's not really anything lost here. Now remember, you have 3 heals with this build here, so don't be afraid to take damage in Minotaur. You pretty much have to with this build here. And that's also why I'm just sitting broadside onto this guy here, because it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to use a heal, and I'll get back half of what he took. And that's enough. I mean, it means that I'll be able to finish this Kurfürst here off. And yes, that took some damage, but not really anything to worry too much about with these super heals here on Mino. So I'm just, going to town on this guy here, and as you can see, AP on broadside ships, no matter what they are, it really stings with Mino. That's also why I try to get in so close right from the start, because the closer I am, well, it seems that the harder my AP bites, and I try to get in within 8 kilometers in the ship here, and if you then pop out, you can really do some surprising damage to, for example, a battleship that has its guns pointed in the other direction. If they're down to about a third health, you can wipe them out by the time they have their guns turned. If you don't believe me, then watch Durga Games video where he actually does that. It's just in Edinburgh, but of course in Minotaur the damage output is even higher. So anyway, we're going to head into Cap now, because the Kurfürst is gone and there was no destroyers here. A little bit disappointing. I was hoping to whack one of those with a surprise over here from the flank, but wasn't gonna happen. So I'm just gonna finish off the Cap here with the other guys, and then we'll see what other shenanigans we can get up to. Now this whole setup here worked out all right, but of course, as I said, I was expecting to find a destroyer in here, and that's why I was in the position I was. And well, there wasn't a destroyer. This makes the job easier, but still a little bit disappointing, because there is really nothing better than catching destroyers off guard in a radar Minotaur, trust me, and just absolutely whipping them with those 10 fast firing like very dangerous AP guns. It's a lot of fun. So we've got a gearing down here all the way in the middle of the map. Don't know how he made it down there that fast, but we're going to head down and take care of him, because we have a radar Minotaur, which is a rarity. I don't think I've seen one in game yet, and I think Sailing Robin did a video on one, but that's it. I haven't seen any other, to my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong. So is an Agile Minotaur viable? Sure it is. I mean, it's probably not the best build for the majority of players, like I said in the beginning, because it is difficult and it is a challenge. It's if you think Albemarle is hard to play, well, then try to play this build here. And of course that's what makes it fun. And I don't think I do any worse in an Agile Minotaur compared to a smoke build Minotaur, for example. I do less damage, but on the other hand I cap a lot more in radar Minotaurs, so the amount of XP in the end is about the same. So it all comes down to how you play, and as you all know, if you follow this channel, then playing Agile Cruisers is very different from playing, cruisers with more, well, classic builds, let's call it that. And well, most people who who are negative about Agile Cruisers, they play them the same way as they play classic cruisers, and of course that is never going to work. So anyway, yes, the build is viable, definitely. Is it the best build? Probably not. Certainly not. I think a smoke build is probably better if we are going to be completely honest here. But this is way more fun, and it makes for more interesting videos and gameplay for that matter. So as you can see, this is a game that's very close in terms of ships, and I'm just gonna prepare for this Alaska salvo that I know is coming, because I've been spotted for a long time and I'm pretty sure that he is shooting at me. And sure there he is. But once you play Agile Cruisers, you know when people will be shooting at you. But like I said, this is a game that probably has to be won on points, and that's why I'm heading for this cap. So now you'll witness the awesome power of the AP on the ship here, because that's a full health Atago right there. And although I don't get like full citadels at all, like all the penetration is enough from these AP shells here to just remove him from from the map very, very, very quickly. I think he's gotten off one salvo, and that's the second salvo, and he's gone. And yeah, that's why I'm saying don't show broadside to this thing here, especially if you're in another Minotaur, because that's just Citadel City. And I just miss out on the kill shot there because of the island, but I need to cap. I want to make sure that in case something, unexpected happens here, we are ahead on points. So just some preemptive torps out there to stop that destroyer from having any naughty thoughts. Another positive thing about radar minnows is that you don't have to worry about getting blind fired in your smoke because you don't have smoke. And yeah, for some people that's a plus. So I haven't really dealt with that destroyer out there because he's 12 kilometers away, and it's gonna take too long to get out there, and he's harmless as long as he's out there anyway. He's not gonna cap anything or torp anyone because there's no one out there, and he might as well just not be in the game really. So I'm not gonna leave my cozy cap here and my mountains for cover to go out and like chase that guy down. I'm gonna wait for him to come to me basically, because sooner or later he's gonna have to do something, because otherwise they're going to lose the game. And he decides to shoot at me to try to stop me from capping, I guess, but he doesn't hit, and that's the end of him. And at the same time, the other red ship buys it, and there's just the Yamato left. So I just want to shoot one salvo at him to reset him, basically, so he doesn't get the cap. And then I want to go dark and just, keep him spotted. That's the plan here. So I just want to pop out here and just, give him one salvo to reset the cap, and then just wait for him to clog up enough cap, whatever they're called, cap numbers, I don't know, whatever, until I can reset him again, and just pretty much keep doing that. It's really annoying when you're in a battleship in this position. So that's it. I even get a few torpedoes off, and of course now he's going to shoot at me, and we use our agile build here. We can tell exactly as soon as the shells leave the guns, I know that I can just turn and avoid. And this is where I would just go dark and wait for him to cap a little bit more, but someone conveniently popped some smoke here, so I'm going to take that. And that means I can just sit here and pummel this guy here. Of course he's bow on, and with the AP it doesn't really bite on that very thick Yamato armor there, and of course I also have to be careful I don't get blind fired in the smoke here. He does get one bounce on me there, so I'll just reposition a little bit and see if I can get... I want to get 150,000 damage in this game here, just for the sake of it. And I think this Yamato here will deliver, unless someone torps him. Of course, there's a lot of blue torpedoes incoming there, and of course he's going to blind fire me again, and there it comes. And that's why I just changed my my direction there. And that was a close one there. He's not a bad shot, the guy. And I actually got a message from him after the battle, where he said, "Oh well, I shouldn't have capped, but I wanted to just get some extra cash." And I mean, I get it. If I was in his position as well, I would just rack up whatever XP and silver I could, because he's like he's one versus 3, and one of the 3 is a destroyer. So I get the last kill there, and just 150,000 damage. So not like an overwhelming damage for a legendary battle or anything like that, but it's a good battle, and it shows you that like an agile radar Minotaur is definitely a thing. Hope you enjoyed the battle, and I'll see you out there.